Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Tips for Dummies. On this one I will be installing some French doors. I'm gonna install French doors. I'm gonna remove that window that you see on the back, and I'm gonna put French doors instead. Let's see how it comes out. I heard not too many people want to install doors because of the leveling thing. Let me show you on the outside. So that's the outside, and I'll be taking completely that window off, and that's where the French door is gonna be at. And the reason I need to move this also is because I'm gonna enclose this patio. It's gonna be enclosed, and the wall needs to hit right there, so it needs to be removed anyways. Okay, so let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing that I am going to do on this window is I'm going to remove the frame of the window all the way around. I am not going to reuse this frame, so I don't care if it's gonna break. If you're gonna do the same thing, you can either take it out with the putty knife. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a screwdriver, a big screwdriver, and start taking it from the sides. This house is made basically out of cardboard. Alright, so I got all the framing out. All frame is out. I'm gonna have to remove part of the siding. The bottom siding, I don't need it because it's gonna be a door. And see, like right here, part of the siding, it's right here, so it's gonna be gone. I'm gonna have to change those because this is cardboard and I want wood, so might as well change it, or at least I'm gonna change this one right here. Maybe not that one. I'm gonna change it all the way, put brand new wood instead of cardboard, which that's how this house is made of. Cardboard. Unbelievable. But anyway, see, I took this part over here on the bottom, because all this is gonna be gone, and you can see how this lip of the window is right here. So I'm gonna have to expose the whole window, so that way I can remove it. Yeah. Okay, so that way I can remove it from there, take it off, and remove that window. Okay, so I want to cut about 2 inches all the way around, and right now I don't want to remove the whole thing. I'm just going to measure the thickness of this, and this is, so I made an adjustment to my saw, so that way I can only cut the thickness of the wall, so that way I don't cut more than what I need to. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut, see what happens. See? Now I'm gonna do the same thing all the way around with the saw. Alright? And I'm gonna remove that. Okay? Let's go for it. Okay. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm not gonna do the whole window and door in one day. So I'm doing it by myself. I'm a do-it-yourselfer. I don't have an experience. So we're just trying out. And so this is the cut that I made, and it's perfect, you know. I mean, all the way to the wall, so if there is anything behind it, you're not gonna damage it. And all you have to do is take that piece of wood that you cut, see, and you expose the window frame right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's right there, right on the money. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do it all the way around, so that way the frame is gonna be exposed. All right. Alright, that was the top side. I almost got the whole 1 inch taken out from all the sides. So now that we got everything pre-cut, we have to try to take all the nails out. You can use a screwdriver or whatever you think might be necessary to remove the nails from there. So the bottom part I'm not gonna need, so I'm just taking it out. Alright, so this is how it's gonna look, and gotta remove the nails. Alright, so we're down to the last nail. Alright, we got all nails out. The window should come out. Okay, so from the top of the window, we're gonna try to screw it and pull it apart, just like that. Trying to loosen the window because most likely it has some type of insulation glue or whatever. You just keep doing it till the window comes out and it pops out and it's ready to come out. Alright. Alright, so I was able to do a crack so I can pull the wires, which I'm going to be using it for the door. It's still going to have an alarm. Alright, so next thing I want to take out is this, which is not going to be good anymore. I'm not going to be using it. The base of the window, and I'm going to take all of that out. All those woods. Okay, I'm going to push this up. So once, see? Once you have it out, all right, so it's completely out. So right now I'm in the process of taking the mini blinds out. So we can leave the door completely off. I might reuse them, so just try to keep every little thing that you take off this. No, guys, all right. So I'm in the process of removing the hardware for the mini blinds, and remember to keep everything in case you want to reuse it. These mini blinds are good quality, so or better quality than the regular mini blinds. So alright, so remember I'm gonna remove these and everything that is on there. Alright guys, so I have to take the excess of sheetrock from this wood. I don't have the tools. Remember that I am a do-it-yourselfer, so I had to use a knife that I'm not using anymore and start hanging. You know, I grab it with one hand, just like this. Let me show you. Okay. So I'm grabbing it like this, and with a knife, hit it. When you feel like if it hit a nail, stop, break that piece, and take the nail out. Take that out. Here's the nail. I'm just gonna take it out. Alright, and I'm just gonna continue doing it. Alright guys, as you can see, I am taking the bottom part of the window, which I'm not gonna need anymore, because this is gonna be a door, as I mentioned it to you. The alarm, I'm gonna do it, so I'm doing this in parts, so I'm not gonna complete all these today. So I purchased a couple of siding wood to cover it while I'm not working on it. But for right now, pretty much done taking the complete window plus the wood, and you know, stick this out. All right, let's see how the condition of these. But yeah, just remove everything you can. All right, so once I'm gonna take all these out, you know, I took the wood out, so now I'm gonna take these out, but I'm gonna stop right here right now. I'm tired. I'll see you whenever I get all these done. All right guys, so I was able to remove most of the sheetrock that I needed for the opening. That right there is the header. Is the header. From this to here is the header. It's standing on these 2x4s. So this is how they distribute the weight. The weight comes from up there, from the roof. This is the second story, and it goes all the way down and distribute the weight down there. Yeah. So as I mentioned it before, I encountered a little problem. It's a water pipe. I don't want to mess with it. Somebody told me to cancel it. I don't want to mess with it. So I'm gonna start the measurement from here and there. I need 73 inches on the door that I bought. 73 inches opening. The only problem is that the header of the window is not that big, and I need to move it or make it a little bit bigger, about 3, you know, probably about 6 inches this way. Alright, and I'm gonna put a new jack pole, and alright, you can see how everything is set up there. It's a little strange, but this is the way they made it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do right now is that I'm gonna cut I don't know, about 12 inches right now. I wish I could cut where the wood is. I didn't brought my stud finder, but might as well, but to cut that, so that way I'm able to remove the nails from the header and take it off to put the new one on. Of course, before I do that, you have to have the new header already made exactly the size that you want to. Now you also got to check the codes on the codes that you have on the specific places where you live. You also, if you're not sure of what you're doing, you might want to speak to your construction guy or engineering to see if you are gonna be able to do this movement, because I'm gonna have to move it. I'm gonna have to remove that and make it bigger and install that one. On this side, I don't think it's gonna hurt much because I'm not gonna remove those posts, you know. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna add more in here to add more strength to the roof and to the opening and everything. So that being said, I'm gonna continue doing my work. Right there is the electrical. I haven't removed it. That's the connection that's gonna be on that side. And so like I said, this is gonna be moved to the left. I have to do it because of the pipe. Unfortunately, I had a pipe coming out from the concrete right where I needed it to be, the door. So that's why I'm gonna have to do that, and I'm gonna continue. All right, guys. So I'm gonna cut that piece, and also I'm gonna cut on the other side. Okay. So I'm using a dust mask. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna use the saw. I give it just a little bit, enough to don't go through the wall, just sheetrock. And I'm gonna be using a vacuum cleaner at the same time. Oh. So that's how I cut it. Then you can use one of these just to pull it out, and it will come apart easy. You see? This is how it's done. Same thing on the other side. So I purchased myself 2 logs of 2 by 12 by 8. That's enough to build a header. Now I need the 1/2 inch plywood that I'm gonna use to put in the middle. And yeah, so far this is what we got. Alright, so let's keep going. Okay guys, so I'm gonna start working on fabricating my new header, which according to my math is gonna be 79 inches in length. Why? Okay, because I need my French doors frame is 71. I need 3/4 on each side, plus I need to add this much, because I'm gonna set it on 2 instead of 1, and adding all that, it gives me 79 inches. All right, so let's start working on it. All right, so I got my 2 by 12 by 8 piece of wood. All right, so I'm gonna measure 79 inches. On both sides. 79. And 79 inches on the bottom. Now we're gonna use square. So it seems like if this edge, it's a little bit way off. So I'm gonna measure from the other end, 79 inches. Right there I put a mark. And then in the middle, 79. And then right at the end. And when I use my square, this side was way much better than that side. So I'm going to use this to cut it. We want as perfect as possible. Alright, to be. Alright, so let's do it. Okay, so I got my straight line. So I'm going to try to cut the saw to be on that side. Alright. So I use 1/8 of an inch length. That's where my saw, that's where you want the saw to be. Okay, so let's cut it. Gotta go slow on this battery operated saw, so that's what I'm doing, and just to cut it. Okay, so basically we're doing the same thing on the other one. Alright, we already got the measurement, 79. This one, it was a little straighter than the other one. The other one was had a little bit of problem, so I'm gonna make a like a 1/8 of an inch lines, so that way I can cut it. All right, I made a line and I'm ready to cut it. All right guys, to be able to complete the header properly, we have to make up for the space of the 2x4s, and you do it with a 1/2 inch plywood. So I bought my 1/2 inch plywood. I put my already cut in size header, and I'm just gonna mark it. I'm gonna mark it with a pen, pencil, whatever you have in hand. Mark it all the way out and cut it. And that's gonna be in between one header and the other one. That's to make up for the space of the 2x4s. All right. So I have it already marked. I'm gonna cut it, and let's do it. Okay guys, let me tell you what I got so far. So I was able to take all the nails down out of the wood. It has nails holding the header. I got that down. And also right here I got the nails out. Alright guys, so the measurement from that 2x4 that I put all the way down to the floor, it came out to 94 3/8. It has to be really tight, not loose. So I give it, you know, like a 1/16 more than what it's supposed to have. 94 3/8. .94 3/8, and I'm gonna cut it right there. Okay, 94 3/8. Okay, so I got that piece of wood. It's on an angle, and I'm gonna force it. Okay, I'm gonna force it right there, so that way it fits tight. All right, so we're gonna put 2 more. So I got three studs. As you see, hopefully that holds it a little bit. I left a little space in here so that we can take the wood this way. Hopefully everything comes out as I planned. Hopefully. So let's see what happens. I'm going to do the next step. All right. So now I am in the process of removing these studs, so that way I can take this off. All right. So let's get it done. All right, guys. So I'm gonna make the pattern. The pattern on the bottom, painted with a pen. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna be cutting. That was the pattern for the water line that it's on the way. Now the only thing I have to do is measure a distance for the king stud right there. All right. So it gave me the total of 90 1/4. All right. So I'm gonna measure the 90 1/4. You always want a little bit so that way it can fit snug. Then we measure it. Okay. Now it's time for us to cut the pattern. I'm gonna cut it right on the line. So we're in the process of installing the French door. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to cut off a little bit of tile because of the base of the French door. It reaches all the way, so we're gonna have to cut that out. Cutting the tile because of the threshold.
Oh yes.
Sí.
Ese toque, ¿verdad?
Está vacío.
Sí. Cuando le
We have to make up for the siding before we do everything else. So we're gonna put this piece of siding right here so that way we can measure it with the inside, cut it, and then put it. Cut the floor level. Got it.
Este es mío. Ok,
Míralo.
this is the leftover.
Qué ole.
Que se va para acá. No.
Se va para acá. Chulada. Apple. We're completing the siding, the outside. So what we're doing here is we're pre-cutting the framing of the French doors. This is the outside. We're pre-doing it so that way the door will not go all the way in when we put it in, as you can see there. Got the framing.
¿Ves cómo está separada la
Sí.
puerta aquí?
Oh, sí, la puerta está separada ahí.
Ok, esto siempre te van a fallar. So, aquí, por eso se mete un tornillo de estos largos. Para que dé la... ¿Tienes triple de media? Sí, va a alcanzar. Aquí vamos a meterle. ¿Por qué se ve luz ahí? Misma cosa, compa. Aquí.
Okay. We're in the process of putting some shims in the ¿cómo se llama? On the hinges, so that way you can have a pretty good attachment to the doors.
Mira,
Alright.
agárrale así.
Okay, so
Puede
if
que
you,
quiera intentar darse vuelta. El meme.
te fallé un poquito.
Torba chibro. Te va a dar falso.
Ahí quedó.
Déjame checar el de abajo.
Sí.
Y ya vamos a...
What he's doing there, trying to level it out, so that way we can put the proper chims and the door is level and closes good. So we did put a shim on the bottom. You can see how is the shim to level it out. Now the door is level all the way. Now the other one's gonna be able to close and open. Opinion came out really good. This is the final. I put the sheetrock and everything on the sides. You can barely tell that I had a hole. I put these frames with notch on it. You can buy it at your hardware store. And I just put a little corner, a little decoration on the corners, just to make it look a little bit nicer. I also added these little curtains. Once you finish, you can do anything you want. Okay, guys? So guys, if you like this video, please push the thumbs up, turn the bell on, and don't forget to subscribe, because this year is going to be full of surprises.